Dear listener, I awoke to a cacophony of firecrackers, drums and bugles this morning at about 6:40. A stark reminder that I'm back home in my little town, my vacation is over, and tomorrow is back to work as usual. I live in a somewhat local place compared to the metropolitan areas of the big cities. However, to say it's rural would be a stretch. But tradition is everywhere, and people do crazy parades and rituals here as they always have done. This week marks the most celebrated event in the Taiwanese calendar, Chinese New Year. In that sense, it's like our Christmas. There's lots of things to do and see all over this period. But after living here for nearly a decade, I'm used to such occurrences as normal. However, despite my acclimation, I think I'll always have some small feeling of being an outsider. Which is a shame, since I've spent over a quarter of my life here, and I'm married to a beautiful local lady. This year, we went to her family's house in the very rural area of Chiayi, towards the south of the island, to celebrate Chinese New Year before travelling around the rest of our island ourselves for fun. I brought my camera this year, intent on wearing it around my neck at all times to capture the local culture. But I didn't get it out of my bag until I left her mum's to start our vacation in Kaohsiung. So unfortunately, if you get to watch the accompanying video, I'm sorry to say that instead of old smoky temples, close-ups of highly decorated deities, and images of us praying, you're just to see the calmer side of this time of year that I captured. I might be able to get some old images from somewhere to give you a glimpse into this world, but for now, I'll just have to do it through words, or scour through my old footage after I finish writing this letter. Part of me regrets not capturing more of the things we did over Chinese New Year, especially the more religious stuff, but at the same time, I do feel that some moments are best kept private between family, at least visually. Some of the things we did are very personal rituals, and pointing a camera in someone's face during these moments just doesn't feel appropriate. I'm not a tourist anymore. I partake in local rituals out of respect for my wife and the culture I've married into. I've been with my wife for 9 years, but this was our first Chinese New Year as a married couple, and it really felt different. I've always felt part of the family, but this year I could really feel how accepted I am here. After walking around the temple and praying with my mother-in-law, she lit a light for me. According to the temple's website, the Light of Light, also known as the Peace Lamp, is a religious lamp used for prayer in Taoist temples such as Anshi City God Temple in Zhongliao. Lighting these lamps is believed to bring blessings of good health, success in business, great achievements, and a bright future to believers. I felt so honoured and seen. The temple was heaving with hundreds of people. It was hard to move and breathe in the main prayer room. My eyes stung from the smoke being wafted around by everyone's incense, and I was careful not to poke or get poked in the eye. The experience was quite intense. Each of us had half a dozen or more incense sticks to pray with and place in front of the various deities representing different aspects of life. I never know what to say to these gods, so I always just ask for blessings for my friends and family. I'm unsure what I truly believe, but I always find religious places to be very peaceful, regardless of the tradition and their accompanying beliefs. Whatever you believe, I think time for prayer and reflection is important. Indeed, it's a very human activity. It's practiced everywhere you go, and I believe the study of traditions and the intersections between them, in particular, their art and their artifacts, tell us a lot about our humanity and who we are. Indeed, I think all art does. My taste in art has changed over the years. Being brought up in the UK, I used to love heavily conceptualised art that perhaps lacked a sense of craftsmanship or technical skill, such as ready-mades. But over the years, my stance has changed. I love highly skilled work now. I love seeing work I can press my nose up against in awe and think, how did they make that? We got to see quite a lot of art this trip, ranging from craft stalls and small handmade items to large conceptual installations and video art. And I loved all of it. Well, sort of. I love the experience. Even if it's not my cup of tea, it helps me put my own work into perspective and what I want to achieve from it. To be honest, I found a lot of these video installations quite dull. There's more to look at for sure, but for me, it just doesn't hit the same way as a good painting or sculpture. You'd think a video would be more exciting than a painting because there's more information, movement and sound, but I can never really get into it, whereas a good painting can transfix me for a long time. For me, looking at paintings is like a meditation. Still artworks slow me down. I can take time and care to look at the details, to breathe, and to really see. It's hard to do that with something that's constantly moving and changing. You don't have time to take it all in. And I believe that in this highly stimulated world, this kind of still, thoughtful art is needed and will never die for people who appreciate its subtleties. A big problem I see is that some art just takes itself way too seriously. And don't get me wrong, we need this type of art. We need to reflect on all aspects of life, but it can become so heavy, like spending too much time in front of the news. It becomes draining. Thankfully, during this trip, we saw a balance. Not only did we see a lot of art that celebrated life and the beauty of it, but also the silly and absurd aspects of life too. While there is a lot of serious art going on inside the gallery walls, the public art really demonstrates the carefree and fun aspects of Taiwanese culture. The Year of the Horse Liner Cut exhibit was particularly inspiring to me. It made me realise how much potential there is in this medium and how much further I could take this craft. I'm really excited to see where this year goes and what I can achieve with this medium. I'm looking forward to making more art and I'm ready for the next stage in this journey. I really want to focus on making beautiful, bright, uplifting, positive things. I think the world needs more of it, and I know I definitely do. I even picked up a new apron to start this year off right. It was handcrafted out of alcohol canvas sacks, and it even has a beer holster too. How freaking cool is that? I'm gonna go and do some spring cleaning now, and cleanse my studio, ready to start the new year off right. I'm looking forward to sharing my new work with you in the up and coming weeks. Happy New Lunar Year. Much love. James.